Caden from Boise, Idaho, who is your dark horse pick for Heisman? Now, I don't want to go top 5 here. This wouldn't be fair. So I went, at the very least, out of the top 5. Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we say the other day the top 24, something like the top 24 odds favorites over at FanDuel for the Heisman are quarterbacks? Like the top 20 to 25 names are quarterbacks. So I'm not even going to bother with Travis Hunter. I'm not going to bother with Caleb Downs. Like, yeah, I could see me voting for one of them if they have like spectacular years. They're not going to get enough. They're starting way too far at the back of the pack. That's not the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way it is. So, got a few names for you. I think Cam Ward, who's at 7th, so this is fair. Cam Ward, 7th in the odds at FanDuel for the Heisman, quarterback down at Miami. I think he lets Shannon Dawson do everything he wants to do with that offense. I think there's a kid by the name of Elijah Arroyo at tight end that's not going to be a headline grabber. You know, Xavier Restrepo, guys like that, the Brown kid out of Houston. Those are the names at wide receiver that will grab a lot of the attention. Elijah Arroyo was going to be a breakout player for them at tight end last year. He got hurt. Okay, so copy-paste what I said about him last year. I'm saying about him this year. That could be a really, really valuable asset. They're going to be really good running the ball. Offensive line could be the best one in the ACC, but I need to see it. But their depth on the offensive line is really, really, really above and beyond what Cristobal's had anywhere else he's been. This will be better depth than he ever had with his Oregon teams, and it'll be better than the first 2 years at Miami. So I'm saying all that to say it's all there on the plate for Cam Ward. I'm surprised that he's still that low, to be honest with you, because we snatched up some money on him a little while ago. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper here, immunity. Noah Fafita, I think, deserves some attention, and he's down there in the 20 to 22, 23 range, depending on when you're looking, because I don't know when you're listening to this. When we checked, that's where he was. So Noah Fafita, comfortable in saying he's in the 20s. He came back. When Jed Fish left Arizona, he came back. Last year, 72.4% completion guy, 25 passing TDs, 6 INTs. Ted McMillan, the star wide receiver, future NFL guy, he stayed there as well. And Arizona is a very sneaky good team. They're going to be in enough high-profile games. Like it's a weird thing. They've got a non-conference game against Kansas State, who is in their conference, and it's a Friday night game. It's fairly early in the season. I think that's a really important game. Number one, because you're playing a good team. Number two, it's a standalone game. I think it's the Friday Night Fox game, which means the country's watching. And if they go off, like if they went in there and hung, 38 or something like that on Kansas State, at the very least, that buys you the opportunity to be on the radar this year. And then anything could happen. So I would look at Fafita, the quarterback there at Arizona. I'd look at Kyron Drones at Virginia Tech. He's in the 30s. You asked for dark horses. Virginia Tech's got an opportunity to be a playoff contender late in the year. They got a chance to be an ACC title contender late in the year. They got a chance to have a dynamite run game. Now, I don't think Drones is going to have the passing numbers that some of these guys do. He's going to have to supplement it with his work with his legs. Not that he's going to have, like triple option passing numbers, but last year, 17-3 touchdown to interception ratio. He ran for 5, needs to double that rushing touchdown number. Completion percentage needs to bump up from 58% into the 60s, but it absolutely could. It absolutely could, and they're going to have a really, really complementary style to help him. It's gonna take some watching him. It's going to take voters watching him. Don't be checking box scores, which unfortunately a lot of Heisman voters do, but if that ground game is churning, and as a voter, if we really care about playing in a manner that best equips your team to win football games, and we understand that yards gained on the ground count just as much as yards gained through the air. If we understand all that, pregnant pause, if we understand all that, then Kyron Drones should be in this thing as well. I don't have the slightest bit of confidence that people will understand that, and that's even if it comes to fruition up there.